do as good as playing Jane, but come on. All right, how about a hand for that movie?
First of all, I never could figure out who farted.
On my Laserdisc, we would go back to that over and over. That was the argument. It's her. Because Ian turns around to smirk, but she gets really embarrassed for a second. But she doesn't turn around and, because we discussed it like, Jane would have gotten angry. She would have found that sort of foul, inappropriate, childish humor. So if it had been him or fart, she would turn around and go, Peyton. And he went like that. And she turns around and goes like this. And then it sparks the instant discussion, did I just fucking see that? Because you're like, was that actually just...
Because my thought was that she didn't know if she really heard it or not, and just turned and was sort of shocked by it, and was a little embarrassed by him farting.
I mean, that's a whole other interpretation. I want you to discuss that moment more than the ending of 2001.
that somehow got lost in here. When he's on top of her and it goes to black, there's a quick flash. And you see them, and it was just very funny. And then it was sort of.
He's like, it was just lightning.
No, it was.
He's like, what was what? It's lightning. So,
Must be your imagination.
yeah, must be your imagination. Yeah, that's exactly what he said. Must be your imagination.
That was more fun than I thought.
Wow. How great is he? If you think about it, you know, Scott, for those of you who know, he had on Bugsy Malone. And then he did Foxes with Jodie Foster. And then he finally got to work with a real actor, Lily Ames. You know, for his Jodie Foster business. So the question that I've always wanted to ask you is, who fucked Heather Thomas?
No, that is It wasn't me. It was Lee Majors.
Yes,
She pulled up to work in a Ferrari, and nobody could figure out where the car came from. That was him.
So that makes me so happy. If anyone is okay, it's that I will allow. It's Lee Majors, 6 Men Gone Mad. In all your earlier movies, you were, you know, on, you know, when it was Happy Days and Fox, you were kind of the cool, tough guy. And in this movie, you went fully kind of for an 80s nerd. And this is 3 years before Revenge of the Nerds. What was it? And then kind of Ames gets to be sort of the fun, wacky sidekick. What was it? That was actually a big sort of departure performance for you.
Okay. Seriously, it's one script and they paid me money. I just read it and I thought it'd be fun to do it. It wasn't like a career choice. It was just offered to me, and I was off that summer. I went, okay. It was that easy.
It was life that simple back in the day.
Yes, it was. I'm not lying. I'm really not being lying. It was just a thing. It just, here's a this movie. I went, fun, great, let's do it.
And I don't know if you guys, a couple people applauded during the credits. Daniel Pearl shot this movie, who shot the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So I think that's terrific. What was it like? I mean, when you saw that, how much of the movie? And you haven't seen this in 20 years. What was it? What were some of the memories that came back? Or was there something you had absolutely no memory of shooting, or did you remember pretty much all of it?
As it started going along, I remembered it. I sort of forgot that it was actually pretty damn funny. And not because I was in it. I mean, I was sitting there with my wife and going, "This is a funny movie."
That was my point all along. It's a legit. And by the way, I was always so upset that this movie was never on DVD. And then I went to Amoeba last week, and on the new releases shelves, there it was.
Oh, really?
Finally, last week.
What was that I read that was fun was the teacup thing. I don't know why. I remember that day was a fun day. We went to Magic Mountain. That was Colossus. And you know, it's so funny for me to watch it. I think about every scene. I think about what was happening when we weren't doing the scene. You know, who was there? Because my father died last year, and my father was around a lot then. And my friends would show up, and we shot that at some high school. I don't remember where. I think it was in Hollywood somewhere.
John Marshall.
Where is it?
John Marshall, Silver Lake.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
That was actually one of the 700 extras with giant mustaches. It's like, okay, we have these guys who are high school seniors, but they're both 21. Let's make every other person in the high school 45. These guys look so much younger than that.
I was 21. Yeah, I was 21 years old. It was 81. I was born in 60. So, I was 81. So I really looked 21. I mean, I think the guy with the mustache was probably 20.
Yeah. and there's some of my favorite 80s staples. First of all, Greg Bradford is such a great guy. He plays Robert Wilcox with Huey from college. He's pretty law. And he also was in the movie, he was like the atypical blonde-haired bad guy. And he's such a great kind of 80s foil. He's like, I'm going to break your face. Like, that was how kids talked, at least to me back then.
The shorts killed me.
The jean shorts.
Were fantastic.
There are so many amazing. I mean, I will say this. I have actually gone out of Barney Springboro for Halloween. And like maybe one person in the party would get it, but they appreciated it.
I'll tell you two things that you might not know. The scene where the guys moon me in the car with the two girls.
Where they use backwards dialogue, Luke.
Right.
Why is this good?
Yeah, right.
Very good when you have to yell.
By the way, I was sitting in front of him. Every line. Every line from the movie. He actually wrote a movie for me. No, but wait, that's
just trying to flex my Zapped muscles, show that I was genuinely a fan.
But that scene line and the scene in the where we're making love was shot a year later or 8 months later. So if you look closely at it, my hair is all pinned up underneath because I had to go back to Happy Days, and my hair had grown. So if you watch it now, you'll see, if you look closer, you'll see my hair doesn't quite match.
Which scene was the reshoot scene?
The one with the guys mooning me, and the lovemaking scene.
What happened? They shot the movie, and they said, okay. After they saw the ending part, they're like, we don't have enough male ass done right now.
I don't. We need you to shoot 2 more scenes. And I said, one scene, they said this, and I went, okay. And they said that. I went, all right, well, funny. And the cigarette thing was a complete joke within on the set. It was never supposed to be used. We sat there. I remember this video, but I said to Bob and Greg, I said, give me some cigarettes. He said, no, you can't smoke. I said, give me a cigarette just for the hell of it. And we did it, and blew it out of our noses, and left it in the movie.
It's the funniest shot. It was like coming out of her mouth.